Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi, and it's always my pleasure to bring you up to date with comprehensive analysis of all that is taking place in this country. I'm here with Wakili Willis Otieno, and we want to actually go very political. Wakili, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Baba is back, so they say.
Yes.
People are asking questions here. What next? Because there were a lot of theories which were being peddled back then that it was in the interest of President William Ruto that Baba exits the political scene and stage in this country, and that would actually be more of some sort of helpful to him. But it's like we are getting back to the drawing board after that loss that he suffered at the African Union. Then he's back in the country. He said he's got a lot of things to do. We are still waiting to see what is his next move. What does this actually mean to you, and what do you think this maybe means to the rest of the country? How is it going to shift the political landscape of this country?
You know, the loser in this election of AU is William Ruto.
Okay.
I say this because we've now had two midterm referendum on William Ruto since he was elected president. The first referendum was on the 25th of June 2024. When the Gen Zs led Kenyans in rejecting William Ruto wholly. His attempt at a comeback was to champion Raila going to AU with a view and a hope to inherit Raila Odinga's constituency. That referendum was lost on Saturday when the African Union states did not vote for the Kenyan candidate. So he was hoping to go out into the country and more so in the Raila zones with a campaign slogan that have managed to put Raila the president of Africa. So they should reward him. And he will have gotten some traction to an extent. Whether he will have succeeded or it's another story, but he will have gotten some traction with those constituents. And I believe if Raila had been elected, William Ruto will have left Addis Ababa and landed in Kisumu airport and gone straight to Kibuye Catholic Church to pray. That's Sunday morning. And from Kibuye goes to Kondele. From Kondele to Homa Bay, to Migori, to Siaya, to celebrate the homecoming even without Raila. Because he will be claiming the prize. Now he must accept the thorns because he failed in that venture. So he has lost the referendum.
Okay.
Because what he was hoping to get, he has not attained. Even if you look in the last few months, the only place William Ruto was getting warmth was in the Raila zones. Even the northeastern that he was hoping to get warmth, in Isiolo here, he was heckled. And they had to arrest 41 youths for showing their displeasure. He can't go to Central. So where else can he go? It was only the Raila zones that he could go. And what he was going on was that I'm making Raila president of Africa. He has lost that narrative. So he's lost his second midterm referendum. So he has no platform. And let's go back now to him and Raila. What happens to the two of them? If you ask me, between William Ruto and Raila Odinga, if they are still to continue their broad-based government, Raila has more votes than William Ruto. William Ruto has lost almost 4.5 million of people voted for him from the mountain. So he only has 2.7 million votes remaining, if at all. And I also know he's losing some other parts, even including part of the Kalonzo Rift Valley. He has lost some of them.
Even from his own backyard?
From his own backyard, he has lost some votes. But for argument's sake, we can say it's certain he has lost 4.5 million votes from the mountain. He's only sitting on 2.7 million votes. For argument's sake, Raila had 6.9 million votes. If he has lost 1 million votes from the mountain that he received, he's still sitting comfortably on 5.9 million votes. If he has lost the 700,000 that voted for him, he's still sitting comfortably at 5.3 million votes. So Raila has more votes than William Ruto on the table today of leadership, based on what they received and how people have moved. So the conversation that he should be having is Raila should be the president. William Ruto should give Raila deputy president with a view to support him to be president. If that's the politics they want to continue on. Otherwise, it doesn't make any legal sense, in my view, or political sense, that the person who has lost majority of his votes, who is now surviving on the votes and the energy of Raila Odinga, should continue sitting on the chair, and Raila Odinga is sitting outside. And to the ODMers, look at all these characters who've been shouting they're in broad-based government. People having their own seats, the Mbadis, the Junettes, and the Wandais. Yes, you have seats in government, but Raila has not gotten. But this is typical. All the time people get seats. Raila doesn't get seats. People say they are going to help Raila. They get seats. And Raila doesn't get his seat.
Okay.
So they should say no. Demand of him to be deputy or to become president. In that their arrangement. In their arrangement. I'm not in that arrangement. In their arrangement. That's the only thing that can make political sense, if you ask me.
Okay.
But fundamentally, the people of Kenya are not in that space. The people of Kenya are fighting for the final liberation, the economic liberation of Kenya. That is the space us we belong in. Us we believe that this economy is hitting the people of Kenya hard. And we need to liberate Kenyans from this economic pain caused by Jubilee as mutated into Kenya Kwanza.
Okay.
Hi there, my name is Nongo Njao, property consultant at 1442 Kusini. We are a new project coming up in South B, Sana Sana area. We are close to Mombasa Road, about 700 meters to Mombasa Road. We also have a bunch of amenities around us, schools, hospitals, mosques, churches, and Capital Center is only a stone throws away. I will want to tell you about our one bedroom, which is going for 5.45 million, and our two bedroom going for 7.45 million shillings. Our two bedroom is a master and suite, and all our units feature Dolby areas.
Wakili, sticking to the political side, before you say that we are now shifting into this other space where Kenyans are, first of all, I want to get your honest view on the outcome of this particular result, of course, Raila losing, because initially there was that kind of view from the Kenyans who actually supported him and were like, let Baba go for it, let Raila go ahead and win actually this seat, yeah, because they were seeing some sort of maybe it would be important for the country as well. But there are people who are saying, no, Baba, come back, we need you here more than we need you outside there. There are a lot of things here that we need to solve as a country. So as he comes back, what's actually your view and what's your feeling on this? And having in mind how different Kenyans reacted actually to the laws at the AU and all that. What's your view?
My view is very simple. Raila is relevant whether he's in Kenya or in AU. He was only expanding his constituency to be now a champion of African issues. But having not sat on that chair, he's still very relevant to Kenyan politics. And there is a significant portion of the Kenyan population that still believes in him, that he represents their aspirations. So he's still going to play a role here. In my view, I'm not in Raila's politics. I'm in Safina, not in ODM. I'm not in broad-based.
But what would you, because actually you've said here is very significant in terms of Kenyan politics here.
Yes, because if you ask me my view, I will say Raila should champion Ruto must go. But that is our Safina position. I don't know what their interest as ODM is.
So,
and that's why I said, if they want to play their ODM politics, if I was in that space, I would say, then Raila should also be given a seat. And the seat that befits Raila is president then. And he's the one who has the most votes compared to Ruto.
So would you have been more comfortable with him out there or back in the country?
Whichever way, Raila is not our problem. Because our problem is economic liberation. The economic Goliath that the Kenyan people are facing. The pain that the Kenyan people are facing. That's not Raila. Raila didn't cause it. I was in the village. Something that I noticed in the village that is very saddening. They are now charging every birth 10,000 Kenya shillings. Majority of our young people are giving birth cannot afford 10,000 Kenya shillings. Women, young women are being detained in hospitals because they can't raise 10,000 Kenya shillings. Childbirth is now being penalized.
So
now that pain
is criminal in
is now criminal in this country. People are being detained in hospitals. Go to any county referral hospital here. If it is a normal delivery, 10,000. These women cannot afford it. If you are doing C-section, it's even more, 25,000 or more. They can't afford it. And many of them are detained. That's the sad state of our nation today. That to me is my problem. It's not Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is also championing for the good of the Kenyan people. So when he's here or he's in AU, I'm okay. Because I believe when he's here, he's going to help champion the cause of the common people. Economic liberation of our people. But if his political party or coalition decides to join broad-based or stay in broad-based, then he'll be perpetuating the pain of the people of Kenya. And I'm not in that politics.
Politically, does it mean that you expect Raila to part ways with William Ruto now that they've been seen to be working together?
Because
in the recent past?
for me, I'm not seeing any benefit that he gets. Because the William Ruto administration is just but a symbol of pain to the people of Kenya. But if it makes sense to the ODM political caucus, I'm not a member of that caucus. It's okay, they can continue with it. I'm only saying, in so continuing with it, I'm just opening up their eyes that you have more votes than William Ruto on the table today. And to make it make meaning to you, Raila should be deputy president and ultimately the candidate for that coalition to be president because he has more votes than Ruto. That is their politics. But on our side, our politics is very simple. We are focused on the economic liberation of the people.
Okay.
We want to speak the people's issues. Those young women I met in hospital who are detained, no young woman should go through that which they are going through. Those are our young people who cannot get jobs commensurate with their qualifications. Those university students who didn't report to university because they can't afford under the university funding model. They can't afford access to higher education. Those are the people I care about. These jobless university graduates, these young people who have joined the job market and cannot get jobs, these people who are forced to offer menial jobs, these ones who are being forced to go and work in foreign countries and being paid meager salaries just because there are no opportunities in Kenya. These SMEs that are closing every day because of high interest rates that banks are charging here because the Kenyan government is borrowing heavily in the domestic market. Those are the people I care about. That is the politics that we are playing in Safina Party. So in this space, we will wish Raila joins this space to also help champion the cause of these people. But I do believe in the ODM party, they're doing the same thing. How they're doing it, I don't know. Maybe they're doing it by being in government with William Ruto. But on our side, we are seeing William Ruto as the cause of the pain. It doesn't make sense how you can work with him. But maybe it makes sense on that side. I'm not privy to the internals.
So in short, you're saying let them play their game, you play your game, and
We'll
meet on
play
the
our
ballot.
game. We meet on the ballot. And let the best team win. Ultimately, this should be about the betterment of the people of Kenya.
Okay.
I don't believe that leadership should be about individuals getting positions. The ultimate quest of a leader should be to improve the lot of the people you are serving. And for me, William Ruto, broad-based, is not serving the interests of the people of Kenya. They are causing the people of Kenya pain. They are actually putting shackles of economic domination on our hands. We are in economic slavery. We want to break those shackles as Safina Party. We want to propagate an ideology-based politics. It's about the ideology,
Okay.
not personalities.
Let's talk about the 5.3 million votes that you're saying here that currently the former Prime Minister is actually maybe enjoying, and you're saying here that the President actually has fewer than those.
2.7 million.
2.7 million votes. This is the votes that is actually being eyed by William Ruto, having lost the Central Kenya kind of vote. Assumably, we don't know whether he's lost it or not. But then here we are, looking at the mood in the Nyanza region. What do you think this portends for them? Because I understand that there are certain people who are saying here that, one, we supported William Ruto, or rather we were behind him and we wanted to support him because we knew he would deliver. Others are saying, now that he did not deliver, then we are not going to support him at all. But others are also saying here that, look, this is William Ruto. The president stood with our person up to the very end. Why not just support him?
I told you, let's decipher that standing with our person.
Yeah.
This is for the ODMers. Fine, he went to campaign for him. But what did he do? That's why I say, read the book by Hilary Rodham. What happened? What did he do? What cost you this election? It was SADC. Why didn't SADC support the Kenyan candidate? It was DRC. Why didn't they support Kenya candidate? Because of the DRC situation. Because the Kenyan president had hosted DRC rebels in Kenya to launch a rebel movement. Kenya was seen as meddling. So if that's the person that you're saying was giving you ultimate support, good luck. Continue with him.
So for you, that's
But for me, because there's no way there's no need of giving me money to go search. And then you take a position that makes it difficult. In simpler terms, it's like somebody giving you a bow and an arrow to go hunt for a deer. As you are approaching the deer, you're taking position to aim. The person starts making noise to scare the deer to take off. So will you say the person helped me because he gave me a bow and an arrow to go hunting? He gave me water to help me when I'm hunting. When at the point of victory, he made startling noises that scared the antelope and made it run away. So fine, you gave me the water, you gave me the bow and arrow, you gave me the spear. It was not for me to walk around with them. It was for me to spear the animal. He didn't spear the animal. Why? Because he made noises. He startled the animal and it ran away. If to you that is somebody who has helped you, good luck.
So you're not buying this idea of he stood with our man.
I have told you, he stood with him by facilitating, endorsing the candidate, maybe providing resources for the campaign, making phone calls to other presidents. But ultimately, he hosted M23 and certain rebel groups here.
So he did more harm than good, according to you.
It is what scared the antelope.
Huh.
If nobody can see this basic, simple logic, good luck. I can't help.
So going by that kind of analogy alone, do you expect the people from that region now to rally behind?
You know, the people of Nyanza are Kenyans like any other person.
Yes.
Just the same way you go to Rift Valley, people are crying about the economic pain they are going through. So also in Nyanza, people are crying about the economic pain. So we can't run away from that. So they are out of William Ruto not because of his stance on Raila Odinga, but because of his mismanagement of our economy. It's the economy stupid. Nothing else.
Do you therefore say that regardless of the outcome of this particular election, still they would not support him because
the
he's failed
people
on the
would
economic
still
front?
not support him. If it was purely that Nyanza had put its entire energy on this campaign, there would have been demonstrations in Nyanza all over. Okay? They didn't see any. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I believe the people of Nyanza and even ODMers are smart enough to decipher what is good for the nation, what is good for them.
Okay.
And ultimately, everybody goes home. And you have to be confronted with bills to pay, a meal to provide to your family, a failing economy. If those are not going to inform top of the mind when you're casting your vote or choosing a political leader, then you get the leadership you deserve. But Kenyans are smart. They are able to decipher what is good for them. And if they decide William Ruto is good for them, so be it. If they decide Raila Odinga, so be it. If they decide Jimmy Wanjigi and Willis Otieno, so be it. Let the people decide. That's the beauty of democracy. So no need of throwing insults at any of the groups.
The talk in town had that certain leaders from the Luo Nyanza region had actually wished that Baba would come back here. That they did not actually wish for him.
Of course, selfishly, there are
Do
people.
you think right now they have a field day?
Of course, selfishly, there are people who have benefited largely from Raila's campaign locally, who will want Raila to raise their hands and help them in their local contests. That's what I said. There are many people in Kenya, or even in ODM, who just care about the seats they get. Since 2013, Raila has not been getting any seats, but people have been getting seats. So they force him to campaign where he endorses them. They get their seats. He doesn't get any seats. And for them, his absence in local politics was going to expose them. So of course, selfishly, some of them will be very happy that Raila is back. They have an opportunity again to win their local seats based on Raila's support. That will be expected. But wajinga wameisha Kenya. Kenyans are now going to be very brutal on their leaders when it comes to election. They will ask what you've done. They've used Raila long enough. Let Raila chart his political path that addresses the quest of the people of Kenya, not individual selfish leaders.
Finally, based on the reactions of Kenyans generally on Raila's laws, I wonder what your take is on how we are trying to get in the tribal kind of card in this, because it's like people are saying, look, who are the people who celebrated most when Raila lost, and who are those people who are standing with us? And I've actually seen this kind of very divisive propaganda of 41 against 1 being perpetuated there across our social media platforms. How long will we have?
Do you know one thing we must reject? One thing we
of...
must all reject is very simple. There is no region that celebrated more than the other. The response across the country was the same, if you ask me. But of course, there are certain selfish politicians and some uneducated media that want to drive a narrative that a particular region celebrated more. No. Even those who are happy for Raila to come back here, they're happy that Raila is going to deal with William Ruto. That's their hope. It had nothing to do with the tribes. So let's not try to give credence to the traditional politicians who want to take Kenyans back to what they know, divide them along tribal lines. Our politics is now on the economy, and the economy knows no tribal barrier. Kalenjins are suffering under this regime, and they're speaking out against it. So why are you trying to take us back to tribal cocoons? That, oh, Kikuyus are happy, oh, Jaluos are sad. No. There are Jaluos who are happy as Jaluos. There are Jaluos who are sad as Jaluos. But on the issue of governance in this country, they're all united. It's the economy. For whatever reason. So let's not buy the nonsense that some political bigots want to spew, that, oh, Kikuyus did not support Kikuyus. There's nothing about Kikuyus here. There was no Kikuyu who had a vote at the AU. There was only one Kenyan with a vote at the AU. And that Kenyan is the one who, based on his standing, caused the vote. He isolated Sadak. He's not Kalenjin who had a vote. It's one individual. That one individual is the one who allowed M23 and some rebel groups to be hosted here in Nairobi. It's not Kalenjin group. It's not Kikuyu. It's not Luos. So let's focus on individuals and issues, not tribe. If we start discussing these issues, we are giving credence to those tribalists who are trying to divide Kenyans, to divert our attention from the core issue of Kenya. The core issue of Kenya is the economic pain we are going through. And it's not caused by tribe. It's caused by the failures of an individual. They only run to the tribe to hide. We must reject that politics. And that's the politics of Fina Party we've rejected. As we discuss ODM as ODM, we discuss Oda as Oda, not Kalenjin, not Luo. Because we know that even within those specific communities, there are people who are not happy with how governance is being done here. They're not happy with the economy. And there's no meeting of a tribe that is held to come up with a position to cause pain to Kenyans. A pain that even all members of that tribe feel. So we must reject that politics. I reject it.
I love that no Kikuyu, no Kalenjin, no Luo had a vote there. We only had one vote.
One vote. And that one vote is the one vote that also leads in our international diplomacy. It messed up in DRC. It cost us the vote. Raila did not lose. Kenya country lost, not Raila.
Well, when we lose as a country, and when we win, we do so as a country as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. You may weigh in and tell us what your thought is on what next for Raila after AU. Allow me to stop this conversation for now till we have it again. Have yourself a lovely day, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Evans Okinyi.
Welcome to Herencia, the heartland of good living, where you belong. A community with endless possibilities. Your path to discovering a master-planned gated community that matches your ambitions. Get yourself this must-have piece of paradise with state-of-the-art amenities, constant water supply, good security, tarmac roads, and much more. The best part, availability of buy and build financing services. Don't wait. Contact us today or visit our offices for more info. Buy and build your way at Herencia, the heartland of good living.